That's a very good question. Please permit me to sit on already established protocol. My name is Lois Auta, and I'm representing persons with disabilities. According to United Nations terminology, we are addressed as persons with disabilities, not persons living with disabilities. That being said, I was happy when the speaker mentioned persons with disabilities are going to be part of the constitutional amendment. That is inclusion. But I wonder how it will be done when we don't have a lawmaker with disability in the National Assembly. Do we have?
Yes, go ahead.
Persons with disabilities have been excluded for too long. In the social inclusion model, we have 4 of them: exclusion, segregation, integration, and inclusion. As it is, Nigeria is still operating on the integration level. When are we going to be included? I ran for office twice, but I lost the vote. Losing the vote will never stop me from contesting. I will run until I win. Now, persons with disabilities have a Nigerian Disability Act. 5% is enshrined as our right. How are we giving persons with disabilities this 5% reservation of right when it comes to health, education, access, and many other things? When I was coming, I had to be carried because this podium is inaccessible to me. This is part of the inclusion conversation we're talking about. It is time that Nigeria begin to think of moving from exclusion to inclusion, from inclusion to participation, and from participation to representation. Doing that will include everybody. I'm talking on behalf of women and persons with disabilities. I was expecting to see more women on the panel, and we are not here. I'm not happy about this. Women have rights. They have the voice. Let's amplify their voices. I ran in 2019 here in the FCT, and I was told, you are not a citizen of the FCT. Why are you here? Go back to Kaduna and run. In 2022, I went back to Kaduna and ran. And I was told, you are married to Akwa Ibom. What are you doing here? So you see this issue of citizenship and indigenship, which women have been advocating from the 9th Assembly. 10th Assembly, how are we going to give women their rights? Women has economic value. They can contribute to Nigerians' GDP in many ways, in positive ways, including persons with disabilities. Let's begin to include us, include women, include persons with disabilities, because we have the talent, we have the potentials, we have the capacity and the resilience to do it. If you don't know, I am able. I'm the first woman with disability from Africa named a young global leader of the World Economic Forum. The first woman with disability that ran with 4,080 candidates in 2019. I was at the polls, but I was not given my right. I was not voted. But that won't stop me. I will never relent.
Thank you.
I will never. So this constitutional review, please include us. Include women issues, include persons with disabilities. Doing that will give us our rights as citizens of this country. And as you all know, women with disabilities are triple jeopardized. First, as a woman, secondly, as a woman with disability, lastly, the barriers that we face. Infrastructural barrier, which I was carried here, institutional barrier, our legal frameworks, women issues are not captured. And the last one, attitudinal barrier. We need to change our attitude. We need character reform to be able to carry everybody in everything. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Lois Auta, standing in for people living with disability. Don't quit. Quitters don't win, and winners don't quit. So I'd like to encourage you. Plus, we'd like to get a perspective of some of us from the audience, and very quickly, I'd like to invite Jake Ekpele. If you don't mind, get the microphone, one of the roving microphones, to him so we can get his take on this. Jake Ekpele is the CEO and founder of TAF Africa. Jake Ekpele, please, if you're still here. Just 1 minute, if you don't mind. Can we get a microphone to him very quickly? Okay. There's one coming from, he have 2 mics, but of course, Lois, you may wish to backtrack. Thank you.
Thank you. Your Excellencies, let me maximize my 1 minute because just speaking, I've lost 5 seconds. Lois, thank you for being the true voice of disability. And thank you. I stand with you that women, not just women with disability, but every woman must be given a chance. With that said, let me stick to the issue, the subject matter today, which is the Constitution. If you take a cursory look at the Constitution, there are minor mention of persons with disability issues. In all of the section, I don't need an IQ of a mushroom to know that. I don't need to be a lawyer to know that. But I've taken my time and look at the entire document. It is a document that is highly exclusive and exclusion of persons with disability, as though we don't exist. And so for every section of that Constitution, let there be an obvious mention of persons with disability. Take for instance, when you talk about the rights of persons, you talk about creed, you talk about religion, and all that. Not one mention of persons with disability. Don't we have a right? You don't need to answer me, I'll answer. We do. And of course, there are specific issues that deals with us, especially the language that is being used. I'm not an albino. I'm a person with albinism. And by the way, I am not asking God for anything other than who I am. I love my albinism.
Thank you.
So with that said, we will work with the committee. I am thankful to the speaker for showing himself truly an inclusive speaker. And we will work with the committee. And Lois, we don't need to ask for inclusion. You've already been included. So we must be included in the process, and we will, Lois and I and others, we will give the committee a concrete position paper.
Thank you.
That will outline all of our issues, and hopefully it will be done. Thank you.
Thank you.